Right now at noon, what we know about the apparent murder of a Fitchburg woman attacked while abroad earlier this month, and a major escalation in U.S. pressure on Venezuela as the president confirms the first known land strike inside the country. You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, everybody. Josh Spreiter will be back tomorrow. We're starting with a first check on the weather. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is in the Weather Center, and it feels like January today.
It sure does. We had those spring-like temperatures, and then bam, then came winter back, and well, more winter today. We have light snow, and it is falling across Dane County. If you take a peek out your window, you'll see those snow flurries. We zoom on out. The snow becomes a little less sparse off towards the north and west of Richland Center, up towards Viroqua and Camp Douglas, Juneau, Adams, Marquette, Green Lake counties. But more snow will develop off towards the north and towards the west and make its way to the south and east. This is the scene out there right now in our live Upland Hill sky cam in Dodgeville right now. You see a few snowflakes, but the sun is also trying to make its way through, but that sun will go behind those clouds, and we'll expect more light snow showers and a couple slick spots as we go into the afternoon and into the evening rush hour. And there's more snow as we head into New Year's Eve. How much snow will we get in total between tonight and New Year's Eve? We'll track that in just a couple moments together.
All right, Alex, thank you. This afternoon, all lanes on the Beltline near Todd Drive are open again after a crash this morning. It happened around 9:22. The cars involved blocked the 3 right lanes for about 30 minutes, and drivers had to use the flex lane to get past the scene. First responders were able to clear up one of the lanes, leaving just 2 blocked until about 10:09 this morning. Luckily, no word on any injuries. We are looking into the death this noon of a Fitchburg woman who helped run a longtime family greenhouse business in Madison, and she was a well-known former contributor here on News 3 Now. Police on the island of Antigua say someone attacked 66-year-old Karen Johansson on December 19th. She was treated for head injuries there before being flown to UW Hospital in Madison, where she died. Police in Antigua have someone in custody as the investigation into her apparent murder continues. Johansson operated Johansson's greenhouse alongside her siblings until the business closed in 2013. And longtime Madison viewers will remember Karen as the Green Gardener. She appeared on News 3 Now multiple times over the years. Our thoughts are with her loved ones and family members. We're learning more today about the man who killed a 24-year-old McFarland woman last year. Will be sentenced next March. Yesterday, James Barnes Morris pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree reckless homicide with domestic abuse. And in the wake of that, we're hearing from the victim's family. Brooke Stratton's father tells News 3 Now he was numb after hearing that his daughter's ex-boyfriend pleaded guilty. For more than a year now, the Stratton family has continued to mourn the loss of Brooke. After the hearing yesterday, Kevin Stratton admitted the results relieved him and that he's glad his family doesn't have to relive Brooke's death during a trial.
I'm still at a point of sadness. I hope to get to a point of happiness remembering them, but right now it's still a little hard.
The Stratton family says giving back to nonprofits like the National Alliance on Mental Health and Domestic Abuse Intervention Services has helped them during this time. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse, there are resources available. This is the helpline for days. You can call any hour of the day or text the number at the bottom of your screen if you don't feel comfortable calling. UW Platteville is confirming with News 3 Now that their athletic director is out. Michael Knipe joined UW Platteville in May of last year, serving as Deputy Director of Athletics at Fort Lewis University. He had taken over following the unexpected passing of the school's previous athletic director and assistant chancellor in 2023. The school gave us this statement on the move, saying, quote, "We can confirm that Michael Knipe was terminated last week. However, we do not comment on personnel matters. The reason he was fired has not been publicly disclosed yet." In national news, President Trump says the U.S. struck a dock inside Venezuela. He claims the dock was being used to load drugs onto boats. That confirmation comes amid another strike on a vessel in the Pacific. CBS's Aaron Navarro has the latest from the White House.
The U.S. military announced another strike on a boat allegedly transporting drugs in the eastern Pacific Monday, killing 2 people. It's the 30th such attack since early September. President Trump also confirmed a separate strike on the dock on the coast of Venezuela.
There was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats and now we hit the area.
The president wouldn't confirm more details. He did say he recently spoke to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but nothing was resolved, and he made these allegations.
You have to understand what he's done. They've sent billions of dollars of drugs in, but maybe just as bad, they've sent hundreds of thousands of people in from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions and insane asylums.
The U.S. has also moved planes and ships to Puerto Rico, part of a military buildup in the Caribbean as the administration intensifies pressure on Maduro. President Trump has prioritized foreign affairs during the holiday break, meeting with the leaders of Ukraine and Israel during the past couple of days at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. His teams are now moving ahead with further negotiations. A meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders is possible next month in Washington. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed optimism about the Gaza peace plan moving forward, winning him some praise back home.
I think it's important to us to be in good relationship with the United States.
The president is spending the day golfing with no public events on his schedule. Aaron Navarro, CBS News, the White House.
And a quick programming reminder, the Packer game this Sunday will air right here on CBS. It's a noon kickoff on Channel 3 from U.S. Bank Stadium as the Packers take on the Minnesota Vikings. Coming up next at noon, we have a look at the stock market at the noon hour and the latest celebrity to join the Billionaire Club. That's coming up in your CBS News Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Moving forward.
Fresh off of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago Monday, the Pentagon announced Boeing has been awarded an $8.6 billion contract to build F-15s for Israel. The Defense Department says the deal requires Boeing to deliver 25 aircraft with an option to add 25 more to Israel's Air Force in the next 10 years. Positive news in the housing sector. The National Association of Realtors says the number of houses under contract jumped 3.3% in November compared to the previous month and were up 2.6% over last year. The group is calling it the strongest performance it's seen in the last 3 years. Nearly a quarter of NAR members predict home sales will continue to grow over the next 3 months, driven by falling interest rates. And Beyoncé is now the 5th musical artist to make the Forbes Billionaire list. It comes on the heels of the Grammy Award winner's Cowboy Carter tour, which grossed more than $400 million in ticket sales, according to Pollstar. Her husband, rap mogul Jay-Z, was the first musical artist to make the list back in 2019. Other musicians to cross the billionaire threshold include Rihanna, Bruce Springsteen, and Taylor Swift. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Thank you, Jesse. Here's a look at current stock numbers at the noon hour. Wall Street in the red. The Dow is down 56 points at midday. The Nasdaq is off 8 points and the S&P 500 is down 1 point. We'll have your farm numbers when we come back, and Alex is tracking the first warn forecast. And then coming up later this afternoon on Live at 4, Wicked for Good is hitting streaming platforms. We'll tell you where you can watch it in the Hollywood Minute. Farm Director Pam Yankee is off today. She'll be back with us on Monday. But here are the ag numbers for Tuesday afternoon. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast. Alex Harrington is here in the studio. T-minus 2 days to January, Alex.
That's right. 2026 is right around the corner. And as we head to 2026, some snow, and the cold. So this is exactly what you would expect for the beginning of January, not the 40s like we saw just the other day. But let's talk more about these snow chances. Snow chance number 1 here, happening in Dane County right now. Maybe a little heavier snow shower just south and east across plains near the Middleton area. Otherwise, much of Dane County seeing just a very, very light, fine, powdery snow. And as we zoom on out here, there's a batch stretching from Monroe to Madison up to Columbia County up to Marquette and Green Lake counties. If we go off further to the northwest, out towards La Crosse, Rochester, Black River Falls, another dash of snow is going to build and sweep off towards the south and towards the east this afternoon. And you can see where it's snowing. The visibilities are briefly reduced here in Dane County. Not terrible, down to 2 miles and 1.5 miles in Janesville. But again, another batch of light snow will make its way into southern Wisconsin. Our scene like this right now in Dodgeville, still a couple snowflakes falling out there. The flag is moving, the camera is moving a little bit, so it's a bit of a breezy day from time to time, but not anywhere as windy as it was yesterday. And there'll be more snow in Dodgeville later this afternoon. This will make it into the evening commute. Light snow showers, a couple of slick spots. Just be on the lookout. You're going to need to slow it down, especially on those back roads, those on-ramps, those off-ramps. The bridges have the tendency to get a bit more on the slick side. I'm widening things out here. Normally I like to focus right on southern Wisconsin, but given the fact that it's a holiday, there's travel, this snow will impact the entire state of Wisconsin. Light snow, I should emphasize. As we go through the evening hours, by the time we get to midnight, that light snow is off to the east over parts of lower Michigan, heading over towards Kalamazoo and South Bend and over towards Detroit. North and west, again, another little clipper sweeping through there. It's very quick. Those clippers are quick movers, and they'll move through southern Wisconsin and the entire state by the time we get to New Year's Eve day evening. I'm trying to get all of that correct there. Overall amounts, not a big weather event here in terms of heavy snow. An inch or less, especially south and west towards the Mississippi River, maybe an area or two sneaking 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Just enough to make it look festive for the end of 2025, going into 2026. Temperatures, average high, 29 degrees. Our temperatures near or just a touch above average. So the bitter cold stuff, we'll see some cold weather on Thursday, but we'll warm back up to temperatures totally normal for this time, totally normal to start off 2026. I don't say normal a whole lot in our forecast lately, but I am today. Temperatures tonight will dip down into the low to mid 20s, upper 20s to lower 30s on the warmer side of that Clipper-like system moving through this evening. As we go into the last day of 2025, we'll have mid 20s to start the day. The temperatures will fall behind that Clipper-like system as we go into Thursday, waking up to on 1/1/26, wind chills between -5 and -15 below zero. So a cold start to 2026. That's right here on Thursday. And then we warm our way back up. Temperatures back inching up to normal as we go further into 2026. No big snowstorms on the way. Susan?
Normal is good. We haven't had normal in quite a while.
Yes.
All right, Alex, thank you. And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. Just search WISC Weather. In health news, the clock is ticking down on 2025, but you still have time to take care of your health before we move on to a new year. Mandy Gaither has the details in today's Health Minute.
You're done checking off that holiday shopping list. Now it's time to move on to another one.
This is a great opportunity to take stock of what's going well and what's not going well in terms of your health.
Dr. Keisha Davis with the American Academy of Family Physicians says first up on your year-end health checklist, taking stock of your medical needs. If you have conditions like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and obesity, determine if you need a health reset in the new year and factor in family health history. Next on the list, preventative maintenance.
Are my vaccines up to date? Are those cancer screenings up to date for women? Have you gotten those, pap smears and breast exams? For our gentlemen, have you gotten the prostate cancer screening? For everybody, have you gotten the colon cancer screening or lung cancer screening if you're a current or former smoker?
Davis says to also go over the medications and supplements you're taking. Maybe some can be consolidated, decreased, or discontinued altogether. Next, check on your mental and emotional well-being. That includes social connection before and after the new year.
Even though people often are all around us, it can also be a time of feeling really lonely.
And finally, look at your lifestyle choices. Are you getting quality sleep, good nutrition? Do you exercise? All are critical for overall health.
You don't have to wait for New Year's to start that resolution. You can start it right now.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up next, New Year's Eve is just one day away now, and many people are preparing to celebrate. We'll tell you how sober people can participate in Madison when News 3 Now at noon comes back. Well, for many, New Year's Eve involves a long night of celebrations, possibly drinks. But if you're working on becoming sober, there is a way to celebrate without staring alcohol in the face. Our Arman Rahman shows us.
New Year's Eve is about setting new traditions.
Christy Tanner is about to pop the cork on one of those traditions at her store's Sober Social on Parmenter Street in Middleton. This New Year's Eve, she's throwing a Truffles and Tunes event with infused truffles, non-alcoholic drink sampling, live music, and more.
I'm gonna dress in sparkles because that's me. But if you want to come in sweatpants and do that. But
oh no, are we going to be able to go back to that?
New Year's Eve is about setting new traditions.
Christy Tanner is about to pop the cork on one of those traditions at her store's Sober Social on Parmenter Street in Middleton. This New Year's Eve, she's throwing a Truffles and Tunes event with infused truffles, non-alcoholic drink sampling, live music, and more.
I'm gonna dress in sparkles because that's me. But if you want to come in sweatpants and do that. But it's just about getting together.
Coming together to enjoy the last day of the year without that first sip.
I have been sober for almost 7 years. This will actually be my first sober New Year's Eve without my kids. There are not a lot of sober-friendly events, period, I feel like, especially in Wisconsin.
If you don't have an event with other like-minded sober people like Christie's, experts say it's good to surround yourself with people who support your sobriety and give yourself things to do when the free champagne comes out.
I drive myself.
You can also brainstorm other ideas that have fun without relying on alcohol.
Late night bowling, golf simulators at Blind Shot. Oh yeah. They have an amazing incredible mocktail menu. Their head bartender has been sober for, I want to say, like 12 years.
Places with mocktails can also be a good idea, experts say. Tanner sells non-alcoholic beer, wine, spirits, and functional beverages.
All of these things did not exist 6 years ago. Bars that aren't serving a non-alcoholic option are going to be losing out on a huge population of business in January.
She says dry January, abstaining from alcohol for the first 31 days of the year, is just one of the many reasons she's celebrated with people putting the bottle down.
I have met so many people for religious reasons, people that are pregnant, people that are on medication, UW students.
She says it's always important to remember what ringing in the new year is really all about.
The only thing I think about on New Year's is drinking, right? So it's like, what else is New Year's for? It's really about connecting.
Thank you, Armand and Christy. And now over to Alex for a final check of the weather.
And keeping an eye on radar 3000 right now, little light snow from Madison, Watertown, Monroe, and Janesville. That's round number 1, but that's not the main round that I've been forecasting for today. We use Future Track to show the main round. That's going to come in from the north and from the west this afternoon, and it will impact your evening commute. So be ready for the potential for a little bit of slick conditions this evening.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. That'll do it for us today at noon, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good afternoon and hope to see you back here for Live at 4.